Okay. Hi, this is CJ Zishik, and I'm here with my best buddy.
Antonella Francesca.
Yes, and we are vaping and venting. And we're going to be talking about today what's going on in the news. Antonella, give me a topic. Anything you want that's going on. Anything bothering you that I can.
Let's talk about the little children locked in cages.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a pleasant topic. That's always fun. Well, I guess the newest thing with that is they're going to have a very hard time reuniting these families together. They have just done the absolute worst job getting any information out of these children. They have made the adults go home to their countries. And at this point, they feel like, hey, my child is at least in America. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think that these kids are going to be a new name. They're going to be called something like some kind of refugee name. Like, there's all these like types of people, the baby boomers, and then
Right.
and then the DACA kids. Well, they're adults now, so they're gonna have a name for these kids, and I think they're gonna be called Trump's bastards.
Yeah.
We could call them Trump's trumpets. Uh, how about like maybe he's gonna have to take care of them, so they're gonna be rich. Hey, maybe.
So wait a
Hey,
minute. You're saying they're never going to be reunited with their family?
I think it's a good chance that these parents are actually kind of happy that their kids are in America. That was the whole point of their journey. Their whole point of their
Right.
journey was to come to America, and as long as their kids are safe, I mean, like they're taking a huge risk. Who knows? I mean, I just heard today on CNN that there's been a couple of recordings of a couple of reports on kids being abused sexually at these shelters.
I know.
Yeah, I know. It's very, very sad. But you know what? If they didn't come to this country, they'd be maybe shot, killed, abused, sold into the sex slave trade industry, um, you know, made to watch their parents die right in front of them. So, the cartel and the gangs, and, so in a weird way, this could be a new wave of people growing up here. I just hope that they have the resources at these, shelters to have access to, good education, like proper education that's not partisan stuff that's just like really about. I hope they're learning math. I hope they learn English. Hey, maybe they'll learn English. Maybe they'll be able to tell their stories. And I'm trying to have a positive spin over something so destructive. But at the end of the day, they're probably not going to be collected by their families. I don't think that these foreigners are in any mood to continue to return to the place that they were, destroyed. And they know America as the, home of the free. And it could be something that is maybe it could become something that's great. I mean, it's the
I don't know.
saddest thing in the world because, they're not going to have a normal childhood. I mean, they all are not sure if they were abandoned they feel abandonment, even if the people that work at these facilities are saying, hey, your parents didn't abandon you. It's just been a lot of complications. They still will feel that way. Like, why aren't my parents showing up? What is going on? Why aren't my parents fighting hard enough to see me again? So I just don't know how these children are going to end up. And again, like as we were talking about the other day with, the Trump's mental capacity. I think that this is not about facts anymore. I think we really need some serious mental health professionals to get down to these facilities and, work with these kids. If we're gonna keep them and they're going to grow up here. First of all, they have to have some kind of freedom. They're not allowed to leave their fucking cages. They're not allowed to leave their facilities, and they call it summer camp, and they have new soccer fields built, and they've got books, and and yes, compared to where they were living, probably it is a bit of a step up. They know where their next meal is coming from. They probably have a bed. They don't have to worry about getting shot in the face when they, wake up in the middle of the night. But not having that love and that security from your mother and father or whatever family members you have, it can be, destructive for the rest of your life. You don't come out the same way.
I just think they have to return the kids really soon. I can't imagine it lasting.
Well, a lot of these parents actually can't be found, and maybe they went back to their places and did get killed. I don't think they're going to return. I think that I don't know who's trying here. I'm confused.
Like, and put them in a foster home in their own country, maybe.
I think now these children are our government's complete 100% responsibility. They're trying to pass it off to other organizations to try to fix the problem, but it's really, Trump has pretty much adopted these children, and maybe I really don't think they're going to find their parents. I don't think unless their parents start showing up maybe a couple years later. I don't think these parents are returning right now. They probably caught wind of the word that if they come here, they're, going to be really persecuted, even worse. I don't know. I don't know how. I do know that a mother will sacrifice her sadness and sacrifice her own life for her children. And maybe this was, one of the goals to begin with. So who knows? I mean,
maybe they should give amnesty to that bunch that got caught first time around that have the children, and just bring them back, bring them here. Say, okay.
Well, they can't find those parents though. There's not like a hotline. It's the weirdest thing. How did it get so fucked up? I mean, I don't know. I mean, neither of us have never been to prison or jail, but I do know that as soon as you do get incarcerated, even like on the spot, like they give you a receipt for your wallet. They give you a receipt for any, like everything you have, your bag, your purse, your clothes. I mean, it's all documented. This was the most disgusting, fast-paced maneuver that this country has ever seen since back in when we kicked out the Native Americans out of their own, lands. Like, I don't know anything as barbaric as this. I feel like there was absolutely zero planning in it. One day, they just woke up and said, let's do something to deter the rest of the world. Let's do something to scare them. Let's do something to make less people come. And inadvertently, it has worked. Like, less people are trying to flee to this country. It has, word has spread down there. Hey, you can't go to America as easy as you used to be able to. It's not going to be a cakewalk through, the fields and then you're in. It's going to be, you're going to get your kids taken away from you or, so, they got done what they have to do, but the, consequence, is these 300 plus children that are separated from each other. Who knows if even siblings are together. Yeah. And they're just, they're just the awful, the awful outcome of what the administration really wanted to be the goal in the first place. And I don't think they thought that they would not be able to find that. There was no planning about. Like, there's no paperwork. There's no phone call, like hotline to call. It's just a big old mess. And it's very sad. And I think that what we need to do now, and I don't know why it's not happening, there should be a fund for this. I mean, they should have a charity event for this by all the celebrities for money and resources and, people to be going down to all of these, shelters, facilities, schools, whatever they want to call them now, summer camps, and make them at least, the creme de la creme. They should be like, you're going away to boarding school. I mean, why not? I mean, the school season is going to be coming up soon.
Make them celebrities. Make them celebrities. Put them on stage.
Yeah, totally. Make them dance around like clowns, We have a fundraiser for a hurricane. We have a fundraiser for an earthquake. We need to have a fundraiser for splitting up families at the border. You know, we'll call it the border bombshell bash. The border bash. The border bash. You know, tickets $5,000. Trump has to pay his share, which is about $25 billion. And speaking of,
doesn't have that kind of money. Maybe
Manafort. Maybe the government will sell his ostrich coats and his 7 houses that all had golden toilets that spray water up your vagina, and all kinds of, you know, fountains on the plush golf carts that are, you know, have diamonds on the ground. I don't know. Anyway, so speaking of being a dick, I can pretty much say that at any point in talking about politics. Speaking of being a dick, the biggest cunt of, I think, the week has been Ivanka Trump. Because...
Why don't we save that for another episode?
So, maybe later.
And we'll start again. Keep them short.
And you can't say that while I'm doing this now. It's over now. Okay. Well, thank you for tuning in. And, yeah, we will make another podcast and we will talk about what a cunt Ivanka Trump is. Okay. Thanks for ruining it, bitch. All right. This has been...
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, you do your best at fucking shit up. This has been CJ Zishik, Vaping and Venting, about the news of the week. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.